Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to take and forge our basic leaf blank that we sell over at our website, blacksmithingblanks.com. You can go check that out through the link down in the description if you're interested in purchasing this blank or the hundreds of others that we have over there at the website. Well, that's an exaggeration. It's probably 100 or so. But anyways, you could go check out those blanks at that link. So we're going to get right into it without any further ado. Okie doke. So first things first, you need to have a think of what you want to do with this blank. There is a bunch of ways that you can make up this blank. This is a leaf bowl blank, so that's why it's so fat. It's so this way when it gets curled up, there's extra mass there to turn this actually into a bowl. But with that being said, you need to start kind of thinking about how you want to do your design. Now, generally speaking, a lot of people will put down in a vein. So I suggest start here first. Think about a center vein that you can draw up in the center for your design. Now, this alone, you can leave it just like this. You could do a simple vein, leave the sides blank, and that's a very modern look. And that might fit some people's decor quite well. You can go for more of like an authentic aesthetic where you're actually trying to make it look like it has some veins to it. Again, still in a very modern aesthetic look. Right? You could do something like that down each side. Or you can do something as simple as a texture or straight lines all the way out from the center, like so. Again, the choice is yours. Whatever look, and it drastically changes from just a center line to maybe these type veins to these type veins. It'll drastically change the look of the finished product, which is really cool. So you could definitely make this your own, just like any leaf. Every leaf can be unique. So for this, I'm choosing to do a raised vein down the center. I'm going to be using a tool that I have in the workshop that I made for making my acanthus leaves, and it is basically a spring fuller. It's a spring fuller / swedge. So there's a fuller on top that matches the bottom depression of about a 3/8 inch swedge on the bottom, and this is so I don't have to have a striker or nothing. It's on a spring, and I just whack this to put a raised vein in the center. So that's what I'm going to go for. If you don't have anything even close or remotely like that, let me come over here and grab a cold chisel. You can do a very basic vein. All this veining can be done with a cold chisel. You can just chisel in straight down this line and add a simple line to give it some interest, visual interest. But since I have the tool, I'm going to make a raised vein. Also, a cold chisel, and you can lay these lines in cold. You can hammer and make each one of your segments of your leaf with the width of the cold chisel. So that can be very rapid. And, you know, again, these straight lines you can all do with a straight cold chisel. So I'm going to actually drive in this center vein. And then I think I'm going to do this design on this side with the cold chisel to just see how that all comes together. So that's what we'll do now. I'll go ahead and throw this in the fire, bring it up to temp, and we'll be over at the vise to drive in that center vein. All right, we'll start right out at the tip of the leaf. Try to get it squared and centered in the leaf the best as possible. And we'll keep aiming towards the center of the leaf. And there's a raised vein. Now you can see why I chose this tool. It makes that very, very quick and easy to do. So now once I've got that veined all the way through, Now I'm going to go over to the anvil, and we will actually lay in the actual lines that we're going to deepen later once it gets hot again. So I'll let this cool off, and then I will chisel in with the cold chisel, start chiseling in my lines, and then we'll heat it up one final time and deepen those. Okay, so now that we've got that center vein in, now we're going to go ahead and draw in our lines. I'm going to start at the very back, and again, I'm aiming for something that's roughly the size of my chisel, the width of my chisel. So whatever this width is for you, that's what you want. That way, there's no danger of you over-connecting or over-cutting lines and overrunning your marks. So if you make it the width of the chisel, you'll always be able to fit plenty of these on there. If you make it double the width of the chisel, now you have to take 2 bites versus striking once and being happy with that result. So again, making it the width of the chisel is really what you want to do. Now, people understand that this is not a real leaf. So, you don't have to go for complete photorealism here because people understand that it's metal, right? It's steel. It's something that you concocted, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be this perfect. It doesn't have to be perfectly accurate to being a leaf. Just, you know, something that you can do. Something that preferably looks accurate enough or infers that it's a leaf, right? You want to infer that, hey, what I've made here is a leaf. You don't want it to be like, oh, that's a squirrel. No, it's a leaf. All right, so here we go. Now I'm gonna get a soft face hammer. This one's about 3.5 pounds. It's a soft face, just a chunk of mild steel. And I'm gonna use it on this cold chisel here. I'm gonna start at the front. I'm gonna drive in a line, connect that line with another, and then with the final. Being sure not to overhit. Hopefully you can see that mark there. I really can't tell from my end, but hopefully this is showing up. And then we're just gonna follow that right on down the leaf, connecting the lines. Now to heat it up and deepen all those lines while they're hot to make them a lot more striking. All right, nice and warm, good and heated up. I'm gonna find my previously hammered in lines and then go ahead and work with it now. All right, it's far enough on the one side. You can see how much deeper they are than the others. We'll heat it up again. All right, so we got this nice and hot. I'm going to put the vane up because I want it to have a pronounced vane. I want to hammer it straight down in the block. I'm going to hammer to each side of the vane as well because I want to sink that material down at the same time without doing too much flattening of, I don't want to do too much flattening of the actual center vane. It's going to flatten out a little bit, but that's to be expected. All right. I might take one more heat on this. Got it hot again. Before I hammer on it this time, I'm actually going to go ahead and add in my touch mark. In a conspicuous location. Be proud of your work there, ladies and gentlemen. Be proud of your work. There we go. Good to go. Now we'll hammer on this a little bit more and refine this shape. We have plenty of time to do so. Just one hot tamale. All right. Now I'm going to bend the front of the leaf down a little bit. I just find that that sells it a little bit more as a leaf. Gives it a little bit more leafy look to it. And that is dished. Okie doke, folks, so this last part's completely optional. You can leave this exactly the way it is, or you can choose to forge this stem out. I like to choose to forge it out just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of texture and a little different shape. Now there's a couple things that you can do here with this stem. I'm just doing a simple kind of round up job, half round job on it. And then I'm going to knock it back the opposite direction. Just give it a little bit of feng shui, if you will there. But there's a couple things you can actually do with this. You can spread it out wider and longer and turn it into a spoon rest. And this can be like a spoon rest for, you know, kitchen, eating, things like that. In which case you may want to finish this with a food grade paste wax or oil for your clients, if that's your ambitions for that. There's a lot of options you could do with this. You could draw this out really long. You could actually incorporate this slightly differently into a tree project. There's a lot of things you can do with just this simple bowl form / blank of a leaf. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Again, you can find this blank and a whole lot more over at our website, blacksmithingblanks.com. Be sure to check out that link down in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to all the channel memberships that make this channel possible here on YouTube. Really couldn't do it without all of you channel members. So thank you so much. And if you'd like to join those and get some great discounts on our blanks, hit that little join icon underneath this video and consider being a channel member. So that's it for today. God bless each and every last one of you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.